The story begins in the small, sleepy town of Macomb, Alabama, during the Great Depression. Scout Finch, a young girl who's almost 6 years old, lives with her older brother Jem and their father, Atticus Finch, a widowed lawyer. Scout is a tomboy, curious, outspoken, and fiercely intelligent for her age. She loves to read, play outside, and get into adventures with Jem and their friend Dill, a boy who visits Macomb every summer. Scout's life seems simple and carefree at first. She spends her days exploring the neighborhood, making up games, and wondering about their mysterious neighbor, Arthur Boo Radley. Boo hasn't been seen outside his house in years, and the children are both fascinated and terrified by the rumors surrounding him. They imagine him as a monster, a ghost, or even a murderer. But as Scout will learn, people are not always what they seem. One of the first lessons Scout learns comes from her father, Atticus. He's a man of quiet strength and deep moral integrity. He teaches Scout and Jem to see the world from others' perspectives, famously saying, "You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb into his skin and walk around in it." This lesson becomes a guiding principle for Scout as she navigates the complexities of human behavior and morality. Atticus's wisdom is put to the test when he agrees to defend Tom Robinson, a black man falsely accused of raping a white woman named Mayella Ewell. The case is controversial, and the Finch family faces backlash from their racist neighbors. Scout and Jem are teased at school, and even their relatives criticize Atticus for taking the case. But Atticus stands firm, believing in justice and equality, even when the odds are stacked against him. The trial of Tom Robinson is the central event of the story and a turning point in Scout's understanding of the world. Through the trial, Scout witnesses the deep-seated racism and injustice that plague her community. Tom is clearly innocent. Atticus proves that Mayella's injuries could not have been caused by Tom, as he has a crippled left arm. It's also revealed that Mayella, lonely and abused by her father, Bob Ewell, made advances toward Tom, and her father beat her when he found out. Despite the overwhelming evidence in Tom's favor, the all-white jury convicts him. The verdict shakes Scout's faith in humanity, but Atticus helps her see that the fight for justice is worth it, even if you don't always win. He tells her, "The one place where a man ought to get a square deal is in a courtroom, be he any color of the rainbow, but people have a way of carrying their resentments right into a jury box." Tragically, Tom tries to escape from prison and is shot to death. The injustice of his death leaves a lasting impact on Scout and Jem, who struggle to reconcile the cruelty of the world with the moral lessons their father has taught them. While the trial is unfolding, Scout and Jem continue to be intrigued by Boo Radley. Over time, they begin to see Boo not as a monster, but as a kind, reclusive man who quietly looks out for them. Boo leaves small gifts for them in a tree. It mends Jem's pants after a nighttime escapade, and even covers Scout with a blanket during a fire. These acts of kindness challenge the children's earlier prejudices and teach them that true courage and goodness often go unnoticed. The climax of the story occurs when Bob Ewell, humiliated by the trial, seeks revenge on Atticus by attacking Scout and Jem on their way home from a school pageant. In the scuffle, Boo Radley emerges from the shadows and saves the children, killing Bob Ewell in the process. Scout finally meets Boo face to face and realizes that he is not the frightening figure she once imagined, but a gentle, protective soul. The moral of the story: through her experiences, Scout learns several important lessons that shape her understanding of the world. Empathy and understanding. Scout learns to see the world from others' perspectives, whether it's Boo Radley, Tom Robinson, or even her own father. This empathy helps her navigate the complexities of human behavior and morality. The importance of justice. The trial of Tom Robinson teaches Scout about the harsh realities of racism and injustice, but also about the importance of standing up for what's right, even when it's difficult. The nature of courage. Scout learns that courage isn't about physical strength or bravado, but about doing the right thing in the face of adversity. Atticus, Tom Robinson, and Boo Radley all demonstrate different forms of courage throughout the story. The Innocence of the Mockingbird. The title of the novel comes from Atticus's advice that it's a sin to kill a mockingbird because they do nothing but sing and bring joy to the world. Tom Robinson and Boo Radley are both symbolic mockingbirds. innocent individuals who are harmed by the prejudice and cruelty of others. By the end of the story, Scout has grown from a curious, impulsive child into a more thoughtful and compassionate young girl. She stands on Boo Radley's porch and imagines the world from his perspective, finally understanding the meaning of her father's lesson about empathy. As she looks out over her neighborhood, she realizes that the people of Maycomb are not just good or bad, but a mix of both, shaped by their circumstances and choices. The novel ends on a hopeful note, with Scout reflecting on the lessons she's learned and the people who have shaped her journey. She understands that while the world can be unjust and cruel, there is also goodness and courage to be found in unexpected places. To Kill a Mockingbird is more than just a story about a young girl's coming of age. It's a powerful exploration of morality, justice, and the human capacity for both good and evil. Through Scout's eyes, we see the impact of racism, the importance of empathy, and the courage it takes to stand up for what's right. The lessons of the novel are timeless and universal. They remind us to look beyond appearances, to challenge injustice, and to treat others with kindness and understanding. As Scout says at the end of the story, Atticus was right. One time he said, "You never really know a man until you stand in his shoes and walk around in them." Just standing on the Radley porch was enough.